1. The Internal Revenue Service is not a U.S. government agency. It is an agency of the IMF. 2. The IMF is an agency of the UN. 3. The United States has not had a treasury since 1921. 4. The U.S. Treasury is now the IMF. 5. The United States does not have any employees, because there is no longer a United States. No more reorganizations. After over 200 years of bankruptcy, it is finally over. 6. The FCC, CIA, FBI, NASA and all of the other alphabet gangs were never part of the U.S. government, even though the U.S. government held stock in the various agencies. 7. Social Security numbers are issued by the and through the IMF. The application for a Social Security # is the SS5 form. The DEP of the Treasury, IMF, issues the SS5 forms do not state who publishes them, while the old form states they are Department of the Treasury. 8. There are no judicial courts in America, and have not been since 1789. Judges do not enforce statutes and codes. Executive administrators enforce statutes and codes. 9. There have not been no judges in America since 1789. There have just been administrators. 10. According to GATT, you must have a Social Security number. 11. New York City is defined in the federal regulations as the United Nations. Rudolph Giuliani stated on C-SPAN that New York City is the capital of the world. For once, he told the truth. 12. Social Security is not insurance or a contract. Nor is there a trust fund. 13. Your Social Security check comes directly from the IMF, which is an agency of the United Nations. Look at it if you receive one. It should have written on the top left United States Treasury. 14. You own no property. Slaves can't own property. Read carefully the deed to the property you think is yours. You are listed as a tenant. 15. The most powerful court in America is not the United States Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. 16. The King of England financially backed both sides of the Revolutionary War. 17. You cannot use the U.S. Constitution to defend yourself, because you are not a party to it. 18. America is a British colony. The United States is a corporation, not a landmass, and it existed before the Revolutionary War, and the British troops did not leave until 1796. 19. Britain is owned by the Vatican. 20. The Pope can abolish any law in the United States. 21. A 1040 form is for tribute paid to Britain. 22. The Pope claims to own the entire planet through the laws of conquest and discovery. 23. The Pope has ordered the genocide and enslavement of millions of people. 24. The Pope's laws are obligatory on everyone. 25. We are slaves and own absolutely nothing. Not even what we think are our children. 26. Military dictator George Washington divided up the estates, into districts. 27. The people does not include you and me. 28. It is not the duty of the police to protect you. Their job is to protect the corporation and arrest code breakers. 29. Everything in the United States is up for sale. Bridges, roads, water, schools, hospitals, prisons, airports, etc., etc. Did anybody take time to check who bought Klamath Lake? 30. We are human capital.